Hey everybody, welcome back to the Budget Bladesman. The blade we're going to be looking at today is a Civivi, and it is the Civivi Elementum. So let's open it up and we'll go over some of the specs. So we're looking at an overall length of 6.99 inches, a blade length of 2.96 inches, a blade thickness of 0.12, so it's pretty much right on average for EDC. The weight comes in at 2.89 ounces, so we're just under the ounce and inch line, so that's good on that as well. We're looking at a drop point style blade. This is a D2 material for the steel on the blade. It is, as you can see, tip up, and it is right hand carry only. There's no way to reverse it. It is a fairly deep right pocket clip. You can see your lanyard cut out right there. It is, as you can see, a flipper tab, and it is a liner lock on the opening. Let's see, and this is G10 scales, and this is a Chinese company, so it's made in China. So let's get our other ones and see what we got. So first, our K-bar dozer. You can see pretty much right in the average there. It's a little bit slightly smaller than the dozer. And then we'll pull out our other comparison knife, the Gerber flat iron, and you can see it's significantly smaller than the flat iron. So if we go here, it's just a tad bit smaller overall profile. Blade length, it's pretty close. If you get to sharpening end, it's just a tad bit smaller because this is actually 3 inches. With that choil, I believe the cutting edge is probably a little bit smaller than 2.96. And the same thing if we go end to end here. On the flat iron, you can see significantly smaller overall profile. There goes sharpening choil. It's a little bit closer because, of course, the flat iron has a pretty large finger choil. All right, let's close these up, and then we're going to compare it to one other knife as well. So we are going to compare it to the previously reviewed Civivi Ortis, and you can see if we go end to end here that it's just a little bit smaller than the Ortis. If we go end to end, you can see right about there. Overall, it's just a little bit, and same, the sharpening choil is just about the same spot there. So you can see just a tad bit smaller in the blade length too. Go ahead, put that one away. Close this up and see how this sits in the shorts. Your shorts here. Like I said, this is a fairly deep carry pocket clip, so it should pretty much disappear in there. Get it nice and tight. There you go, and you can see pretty much disappears in the pocket. Very little at the very top of that sticking out. So go ahead and we'll see how we get our hand in there. Of course, you're going to feel that little flipper tab in there. Overall, it's not a very wide profile. Flip it up with the shorts here, so you can see the pocket. You can see there's your tab, so you will feel that when you're coming in and out. You do have pretty much room for, your front pocket wallet or multi-tool or phone, whatever else you might put in there. All right, so let's pull this out and we'll go over a couple more things real quick. Okay, so part of the reason I've took so long to do this review is, first, there's a million reviews of the Elementum out there, so I wasn't, real concerned about getting a review on it. And secondly, I know everybody loves this knife. It's been a lot of people's knife of the year in past years, but to me, I don't find this knife to be really all that compelling. I know everybody says that the action on it is great. I don't find it to be that good. I honestly like the Ortis better here. The action on it, to me, is a lot smoother. So it just, for me, it drops shut better. That was my fault, but even still, on the Elementum, see, it just doesn't really, you really have to kind of shake it, whereas with the Ortis, for me anyways, it just, see, much smoother in my opinion. So I just, I'm not a huge fan of the Elementum. I mean, I understand why people are. There, a ton of them out there, different colors. I'm also not a big fan of the steel choice, whereas the Ortis is 9CR18 MOV, which is a pretty good budget steel. The Civivi here, Elementum here is D2. Not that D2 is a bad steel, it's just for my personal preference, I'm not a big fan of the D2 steel. It just rusts, in my location. If you're maybe in the desert or to the southwest, maybe it's something you don't have to worry about as much. But I'm somewhat close to the ocean, and I find that D2 just doesn't do well for me. And like I said, I'm not super impressed. See, I'm impressed with the action. To me, it's not great. I mean, I know a lot of people love it, but it's just not my jam. I'm basically doing this so I have it for future comparisons to other knives, because I do plan on getting more Civivis in the future. Like I said, I really do like the Ortis, and there's a lot of other Civivis out there that I do like the styling. I'm just not a fan of this particular guy, but it's a good data point for the channel. So that's why you're seeing it here. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't be a knife I would pick up. I know that's, it's not trying to be clickbait or anything. I'm just not a big fan of this knife. I know a lot of people are, and if that's your case, and go for it. It's just not my jam. So guys, thanks for checking this out. We'll catch you next time. Bye.